Hi, good evening and welcome to the Magic Show on Friday evening, where we learn simple tricks to become smart and lazy. You will be lazy afterwards for the rest of your life if you pay attention and spend some good time with me. So some housekeeping tips. You have all my contacts for future topics and schedule. WhatsApp me, subscribe tech. Those who are already subscribed need not subscribe again. Those who are new to the session may subscribe tech once and they will be allowed to get all the new topics and the schedules for the remaining part of the series. Past recordings are available at this link. Feedback form is available here. So you can copy and paste this in your browser and use it for feedback at the end of the session. Some basic tips. You will be on mute throughout the session. Speaker audio has already commenced, sorry. You can open the chat window and ask contextual and relevant questions in chat window only throughout the sessions. After the session is over, you may post your queries on the relevant YouTube video. We normally have a YouTube channel and you can post your queries on the YouTube video. Please do not ask on WhatsApp or phone. In case I get disconnected, please wait and I will be back in a few minutes. In case you get disconnected, you can log on again and continue with the session. Click on the speaker view on top right instead of gallery view so that you can get a good idea of the entire proceedings. Of course, we have our now regular series of question of the day where a cash prize is to be won. So be sure to stay till the end. And our last week's winner was Sanjay Bajoria. Unfortunately, we announced a different name last time, but then we had to rectify it because Sanjay had given the correct answer about 15 seconds before that lady had given the answer. So congratulations, Sanjay. And let's get started right away. Today's agenda is basically very simple. Formatting and outlines, dictation, translations, using add-ons, collaborations, and some tips and tricks as usual. So how do we understand Google Docs? Basically, Google has a suite of products which includes Docs, that is a word processor, Sheets, which is an Excel sort of a spreadsheet, presentations, forms, draw, and much, much more. So Google has a suite of products and all of them are free. If you have a Gmail account, you can use all these for free. As you know, we have gone through Drive, which holds all the information, whether it is from Docs, Sheets, presentations, forms, or draw. And the total space that is available is 15 GB for a free account. As I had explained earlier in my Google Drive session, you can upgrade it for as low as 100 rupees per month for 100 GB extra, which is a whole lot of space, which you may not really use up at all. So this is what Google Suite has. One of the products in Suite is Docs, which is a word processor. If you have started your life early with computers, you know what a word processor is. People have started, who are old enough, they would have started with WordStar, then graduated to WordPerfect, then graduated to Microsoft Word, and then, of course, we have Google Docs, which is the ultimate in collaboration. As I said, Docs is free, and let's get started now. How do we get into Docs? Just give me a minute. I'll just start the screen. So here we are. Can you see my screen, please? It's a blank screen. Give me a few yeses in the chat box so that I know you can see my screen. Yeah, great. Thank you. So how do you start? You start in multiple ways. You can just go to docs.google.com. Okay, can you see how I'm typing? Docs.google.com, and you get into the home page for docs. You can start with a blank document, or you can open some standard proposals which are already there, or you can open something which you have already there in your drive. So I'll open a blank document, and the blank document looks like any other word processor, very simple and very elegant. So this is one way of entering into docs. So you have docs.google.com. Some people don't want to go through two steps. So what they will do is, as we said, we want to be lazy. So what we will say is, I am very lazy, so I'll just say new.doc. Okay, so that is very simple. You just come, I'm sorry, you go to docs.new, sorry, my mistake, docs.new, and that is also the same thing. You come to the same home page, or you can be in Google Drive, and we saw how we said new, Google Docs, and then we said blank document. So three ways of getting into docs depending on where you are and how fast you want to get into docs. These are three basic ways of getting into docs. Okay, you start with a blank document, or you start with a template. As you saw, templates are very powerful. Last time we had seen when we did Drive, that when you say form a template, then you have all sorts of templates that are available to you. So you can do a project proposal, brochure, resume, etc., etc. Business letter, informal letter, recipe, pets, work related, project proposals, meeting notes, etc., etc. You have n number of templates to start with. So it gives you a start, and then you can change the text and the pictures, and you get a very nice, neatly formatted document straight away. So you got tons of templates, but just now for the time being, we'll start with a simple blank document. So the blank document looks something like this, very much like a typical word processor looks like. Now, if you see, this document is untitled. You see on the top here, the name of the document is there. So it is untitled. Always try and put the name first, because there is no saving in Google Docs. Now that is the best part of it. You go here and you just give a test document, and then come back to the body of the document and start typing. This is a very good place to start. Just start typing, normal course, any other word processor. I'll just run through the options on the top. You have options to undo, redo, print the document, spelling and grammar check, painting of format. So if you have formatted this in a certain way and you have given some color to this particular, now the next thing that you start, this is also good. Now you want to give the same format, so you just come here, use the painter and just drag it across this, and it will take the same format, whether it is bold, underline, italics. You can choose the font. There are options for more fonts. You don't like any of these, you can say more fonts, and you'll see hundreds of other fonts. You can say scripts, and all types of scripts are there, including Devanagari script, Gujarati, Hindi, all sorts of scripts, Oriya, Tamil, Telugu, Vietnamese. You can say show all fonts, or you can show only the handwriting fonts, which will be very, very interesting. You can choose any font and sort by popularity, alphabetical, etc., etc. So when you are saying fonts, you are not limited to what you are seeing here. What I'm trying to show is that you have more fonts and you can choose any number of fonts. And of course, you have the size, bold, italics, underline, color, highlight color. So this is the background color. You have the insert link, which we will talk about, add a comment, insert image. You can insert images also. Then again, left aligned, center aligned, right aligned, or justified. And line spacing is also available. You can do a bulleted list or a numbered list out here. And the indenting. So these are all very basic stuff which any word processor has. Now, one thing if you notice is once we have named the document, if you go to file, there is no option to save. Can you see any option to save? There is no option to save. So what happens is Google Docs saves itself automatically. Every few seconds, the minute you type something, it keeps on saving. So when I type something, this is also fine. If you see on the top, it will say save to drive. So it will save with this name into your Google Drive automatically. The lazy people that we are, we don't have to save. We sometimes forget to save. If you are in Word, if you try to exit the document without saving, it will ask you, do you wish to save this document? You can say yes, no, or cancel. And then you are confused whether to say cancel or say no. And you can make a mess out of the document. So in this, there is no problem at all. It will automatically save from time to time. So you don't have to worry at all about saving. Okay. This helps you become a little more lazy. Okay. Now let us go. I have created one document, which is a sample document. Just to, this is some text I have put. Now, normally when we have large documents, you normally format them in a particular way. You will have a title, you will have some headings and some subheadings, and then subheadings also. So I have just created this document by giving a title. So when I have come here, what I've used is a title font. So this is a title font. You can change the style, etc. You can make it Times New Roman or whatever. That is not an issue. Just now we go through whatever is readily available. So this is the title. Now if I go here, it shows that this is heading 1. Okay, so this is heading 1. There are options here. Normal text, which when you type something, it is normal text. You have title, then you have subtitle, then you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. So you have 4 types of headings. So let us see. This is the title. This is heading 1. This is also heading 1. This is heading 2. That is the subtitle. Again heading 1, because this is in line with this. Step 2 and step 3 are the same level. And again subheading 2. And then there is a subheading also, which is a heading 3. If you see here, it says heading 3. So I have created this document just to show you how you can format a document. Instead of typing it out, I have just kept it ready. Now the beauty of having long documents in Google Drive is that you can quickly create an outline. So how do you create an outline out of this document? You just go to View and say Show Document Outline. Can you see this? When you see the document outline, see this, how it actually shows you. Step 1 is the first one. Step 2 has a subheading, that is number 2. Step 3 has 2 levels, that is 2 and 3. So step 3 has 2 and 3, and step 4 is just back to normal. Okay, and then it has a subheading. Now this is very, very simple. You see the entire document outline. Now what do you use this document outline for? So if you are having a long document and you have too many thoughts, you want to go straight away and add something here. So you just click here and you can go to subheading 3. If you click here, you go here straight away. If you see the document, now if you have a document, or if you are writing a large report, or if you are writing a large document which has many headings and subheadings and subtitles, then you can organize yourself and you can jump to wherever you want to go to with a simple click. You can go to step 4 straight away here and start. Example of heading 2, you can start typing here straight away. Are we clear? So we have an outline which helps us to jump from one place to the other straight away in the document. Very, very simple, but very useful when you are having a large document. Now, so many times we have a situation where we may have, say, for example, you want to put a bookmark here. So whenever you are down below and you want to come to the top, then you have to put a bookmark. So I will say insert something called a bookmark. Can you see the bookmark? So when you say insert bookmark, here is the bookmark. And now suppose you are at the bottom of the document and you say, go to top. Okay, and now when you say go to top, if I right click on it and insert a link, it gives me these options. So I can either go to headings or I can go to bookmarks. So this is the document title. This is what my bookmark is. So I put a bookmark and I said apply. Now if I click on this, it says go to the bookmark and it takes me directly to the top. This is also very, very useful. It is not necessarily the top. It can be anywhere in the document. I can say go to step 1 or go to step 2 or whatever, and it will take me directly here. So one way of doing it is going through the outline. The second way is creating a link here. Okay. So I can navigate the document very, very fast all over the place. Now, if it is a long document and you may have to say, this is a very, very long document, say it is a 20-30 page document, it's a report, and you want to create a table of contents. Now it's a very painful thing. The table of contents is very, very painful if you have to do it manually. What Google Docs allows us to do is, it says insert, there is something called table of contents, and you can say with page numbers or without page numbers or with blue links. So I'll say with page numbers. Now see how fast it has given me the entire table of contents depending on the headings that I have given. So step 1 is on page 1, step 2 is also on page 1, and the subheading is also on page 1. Step 3 is also on page 2. Step 4 is on page 3. And step 5 is on page 6. Now, can you see this? How easy it was to make this table of contents? Table of contents is very, very simple. You just say insert and table of contents. But what is important is you have to have this discipline in creating your documents with the headings and titles. So whenever you are using this headings, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, it should be at the same level. For example, step 1 is heading 1. Example of subheading 2 is heading 2. And example of heading 2, this is a heading 2, and this is a third level sample of heading 3. So if you have created your titles properly and your headings properly, the creation of table of contents is very, very simple. Now, for example, I will also try to change step 3. Now step 3 is on which page it's set? Step 3 is on page 2. Okay, and step 3, all the subheadings are also on page 2. Now I'm going here and I am putting control enter. Control enter is just going to take me to the next page. Okay, it has taken me to the next page. So now step 3 is on which page? It is on page 3. But here it is still showing page 2. So what you have to do is you have to go here to the bookmark array, to the table of contents, and just say refresh. There is a small icon here. Just say refresh. So now automatically step 3 is going to page 3 and automatically the remaining pages are all renumbered. This is very, very useful. Okay, somebody says you want to repeat the bookmark and the links part. Sure. Are we clear on the table of contents? Can you give me a few yeses so that we can proceed? Okay, great. Okay. So somebody wants to repeat the bookmarks. So how do you put a bookmark? Suppose I want to put a bookmark here to step 2. So I will say insert bookmark. Now, do you want to put a link or so I'll say put a link. Okay, step 2. Now, if I want to go to step 2 from any other place in the entire document, suppose I want to say here, go to step 2. I highlight it and then I right click it. I say insert a link. Insert a link, bookmarks, step 2. Can you see this? The minute I say this, step 2, I say apply. Now, if I click on this, it will say go to this bookmark. It will take me directly to step 2. It's very, very simple. You just insert a bookmark and then go to where you want to place the bookmark, give a link there and mention where you want to point to. So this is a very, very simple way of pushing a bookmark, a table of contents, very powerful. Again, as I said, come here, anytime you want to come here, you just say refresh and this entire page numbering will be refreshed. You don't have to do anything at all. Okay. Now I'll just remove this. Let's go to another document, which is a little longish document. Now this is a standard non-disclosure agreement. So now see here also, there are some instructions on top. Then there are, the actual agreement is this mutual non-disclosure agreement. And it has information, confidential information, obligation to maintain confidentiality, exclusions, return of property, blah, blah, blah. It is quite a largish document, maybe 6-7 pages, 7 pages. You can see on the right, it shows you, see here, you keep your eye here, page 7 of 7. So if you want to go to page 3 or page 4, you just move your cursor and you can go directly to that page. Okay. Now again, if you go here, I will say view and show document outline. So all my titles are out here. Can you see that? It's so simple. If you have formatted your document accurately, you just say, I want to go to exclusions. You click on exclusions and you are there. Or if you want to go to no obligation, you just click on no obligation and it takes you exactly to the place where no obligation is written. Okay. So this is very useful when we are looking at large documents. Now we are only looking at 6 and 7 page documents, but suppose you are writing a report or suppose you are making a presentation which is very lengthy. This comes in very handy and you can really save time in moving through your document. Let us go back to the sample document. Now, apart from inserting bookmarks, What else can you do? You can insert a drawing in a document. Now, straight away, how do you insert a drawing, for example? Now, I did this drawing very simply and very randomly. Okay, I'll just remove this and we'll draw it again. I'll just remove this. I'll say insert a drawing. So I'll say insert a drawing. I'll say insert a drawing, new drawing, or I can even insert from my drive. So that is not an issue. If I want to insert a new drawing, I just say insert a drawing. And then all the standard drawing tools are available. A line is available, arrow is available, elbow connector, curved line, blah, blah, blah. And shapes are available. So I can say I want to use a particular shape. So I'll use, say, a circle at the top. I can use colors. I can push text into it. Okay, I can just resize the text, push it to wherever I want to push it to. I can change the font, whatever I want to do. I can center it. It gives me all the guidelines. And then I can draw. Okay, my drawing is very poor, but so I want to draw a line from here, straight line, and then I want to put some shapes here, another shape here, whatever. I can draw an organization chart. I can draw some good stuff. I want to draw an arrow from here to here. So it's an arrow, another arrow from here to here. Put another, whatever I want to do, I can straight away put some text inside this, etc. And I say save and close, and it becomes a part of my document. Yes, you can also insert some link of the website. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. So insert a drawing is very simple. You can actually draw on the fly and insert it straight into your document. So drawing is very simple. Inserting photos is very simple. Let us see how you can insert photos. I have taken this photo from my photo gallery. So I'll just remove this once more, and I want to insert a photo here. So I'll say insert image. When you say insert an image, what all can I do? I can upload from my computer. I can search the web for an image, or I can insert from my drive, or I can insert from my photos. That is my camera. My photo albums are here right on the top. I can just pick up. This is the latest picture I took today. I say insert. Okay, so now it is part of your document. So inserting drawings, photos is very simple. You can insert a link of the website. We'll come to that. Okay, I will show you the link to the website also. Are we clear on this so far? Inserting of drawings, photographs. You can insert a table also. So obviously table, so you can say what size you want to put a table and stuff like that. Okay, so I can say enter and insert table, and then I can say I want a 3x3 table, and it inserts the table, and I can start typing inside. And this is just like your any other table in Word or in Excel. You can put figures, you can align the figures, whatever you want to do, you can do. Okay. So this is insertion of tables. Now, if you want to insert a spreadsheet, now see, this is the beauty of this entire thing. I want to insert a spreadsheet. Sorry. Where was I? Now I have a spreadsheet here which is outside this particular document. So I go to my drive, pick up a spreadsheet. For example, I will just pick up some spreadsheet which is very let me see if I can pick up a spreadsheet. It should be a Google sheet only. It cannot be an Excel sheet. Okay. It should be a Google sheet. Okay. So I've got so many spreadsheets here. So I'll pick up one spreadsheet and open it. No, you can't put formulas in this table. You have to put formulas in the spreadsheet. Now see, I am taking, now in this particular spreadsheet, it's a huge spreadsheet. I don't want everything. I want only certain portion out of this. So what I'm doing is I'm highlighting that portion. I am saying Control C to copy, going back to my document, and Control V to paste it here. Now when I'm trying to paste, it asks me, do you want to link it to the spreadsheet or you want to paste unlinked? Now this is very powerful. Understand this. If you link it to the spreadsheet and I say paste, the entire text which was there, including the formulas and everything, has come here. Now if you see here, this shows 8 to 9:30 and 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now if I go to the spreadsheet and I make changes here, instead of 8, I will say 9 to 9:30. So this becomes half an hour only. I have made this change. I go back to my document and there is an option for update. When I say update, my new data comes automatically. I don't have to do anything. I have to just say update. The minute I came here, it showed me update. Now it is not showing me update. Why? Because there is no change in the original document. But suppose I say webinar Vedanta College. I want to write something here. Mumbai University. Okay, now I made a change. I'm not saving, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any copy paste, nothing I'm doing. What I'm coming here, it just tells me to update. I just say update, and that Mumbai University has also come into this. So this is very useful when you're making a document which has links to external documents. Automatically the documents will be updated by just clicking on one button. When you come to that particular section, you have to just say update. This is also very useful. Of course, in our earlier session on Google Drive, we have seen how we can share stuff. Do you remember that? On the top right, we have what we call as, yes, while pasting it asks for two options. One is to link to the original spreadsheet, and second was not to link it to the original spreadsheet. So when it is not linked to the original spreadsheet, this will remain static. The current thing will remain static. It will not change. But if you link it to the original spreadsheet, it will automatically keep changing. Okay. So that is what the benefit of doing this is. Okay. So now after doing this, we want to share the document. So just now this document is private to only me. Can you see this on the top right? It shows it is private only to me. If I'm clicking share, then it gives me add people and groups. This we had done it when we did Google Drive, but to repeat it for people who are here for the first time. So I can add people and groups. So I can say I want to share it with Rajesh Bhai. I don't know whether he is there. Rajesh Sheth. Okay, let me say I will type. I will share it with, say, Daljit Dogra also, and I will share it with Hitul Dawar. Okay, they may be anywhere in the world. Now, what sort of rights I want to give it to them? I can say they are only viewers, or they are commenters, or they are editors. By default, it is showing me editor. If I say viewer, they cannot make changes in the document, but they will be able to see the document in real time. Even if I am making changes in the document at a particular point of time, they can view it at any point of time. If I give them commenter, then they can give comments, but they cannot make changes in the document. And if I give editor, then they can edit and they can make changes in the document also. I can write a brief message. This is an important, whatever you want to say, document which needs to be reviewed or whatever. You can write a brief mail and you can say send. Okay, this is one way of sharing it. Either give them this option of viewer, commenter or editor. Okay. So share with people settings, editors can change permissions and share. Viewers and commenters can see the option to download, print and copy. But commenter will not have that option. I'm sorry, viewer will have that option to download, share, print and copy. There is another option to make it confidential, which we will see later. So can you, then there is another option, it says get link. So I can, this document when I share normally, I can share it with specific people, or I can get a link and I say, anyone with the link can share. So people won't be notified. Obviously, it is universal. So I just copy this link and share it in my email or in my WhatsApp or wherever I want to copy it or paste it and send it. And anyone with this link can share this particular, or can see this document. And then I can even give again the same sort of rights. I can make them only viewers, or I can make them commenters or editors. Okay. So there are two ways of sharing. One is, anyone with the link can see it, or I can give it to specific people. And if I give it to specific people also, I can give specific rights. The link is valid forever till such time I revoke it. I can go back and say I remove this person from the sharing. I can remove it. There is no problem. But the link is forever till such time I want to withdraw the permission. So I come here again, I will remove. Suppose I have shared it with 3 people. I share it with 3 people. And now after some time, I say, I don't want this person or I don't want this person. I can remove them very simply. Okay, it's very, very simple. The link is valid forever until such time it is revoked. The option to revoke is with the original owner of the particular document. So if I have created the document and I have shared it, then I have the option to revoke the link also. Again, if I want to say revoke these rights, I can revoke these rights. Okay. So sharing is very simple. You can just share it with people who are known to you or universally. Okay. Now, when I am inside a document, I am just now editing this document. See here on the top right under share, it shows me I am editing the document. But when I have shared the document with somebody else and he is also an editor, but I may be only wanting to suggest things. I don't want to edit anything. I can just suggest things. So when I'm suggesting, suppose I'm saying, okay, I don't want martyrs, I don't want. So when I go here, I can say, I don't want martyrs, but I want Shaheed. So what it says is, I am suggesting martyrs to be changed to Shaheed. Okay, this is I am suggesting. So anybody else who is seeing this document will actually see what are the suggestions made by me. Okay, so I can be either suggesting or editing or viewing. Okay, if I'm just viewing, then I don't have the option to do anything else. So by mistake also I cannot make any changes. I can just read this, or I can just print it. Read or print the final document. So if it's a long document, you don't want to make a mistake even to make changes. Or if it's a confidential document, I don't want to make any mistakes. So I can just go into viewing mode. So it will allow me to only read or print the final document. It will not allow me to. I'm going back to the editing mode. So there are three modes here: editing, suggesting, or viewing. So when you're sharing a document, they may even, edits can become suggestions. They are not final in the document. So the person who originally made the document can ultimately accept it, or he can reject it. So that is how suggesting works. Now this is another beautiful thing. Suppose I have some suggestion here. I highlight this. When I highlight any word or any line, there is this small plus arrow which comes, which allows me to put a comment. I click on it and I can comment on this. I can say this is important and has to be done immediately. Okay, this is my comment. Fine. So I can make multiple comments in the document. Very fine. I can write a small paragraph, or I can have suggestions, or whatever I want to do. So this is another way of making suggestions. Now I want to inform somebody else that this action has to be taken. So what I will do is I will put a plus sign here. The minute I put a plus sign, all my contacts will come. So if I say Ashish, assign to Ashish. Now what will happen is, when I'm assigning it to a person, a mail will go to him along with the document, along with my comment, and it will say, please do this, or this has to be done immediately, or whatever. You can actually assign a particular task to somebody straight away from here. Now this again is very useful when you're sharing a document with your subordinates, with your teammates. You can assign certain tasks to them. You can assign certain, or you can highlight certain things to them specifically. Because if I'm sharing this document with 5 other people, everybody doesn't know who is supposed to do what. You understand? So I can assign it to a certain person, saying that you please look into this. I can assign something else to somebody else. For example, now I have assigned, someone needs to access the file. So I will say, okay. I can also say don't give access, but obviously if I want him to see it, I will. Now assign to Ashish, it will show me, and this is what I have written. Now suppose I have somebody else to whom I want to assign this. I can just put a plus sign, and without giving a comment also, I can assign, fine. So this task is assigned to somebody else. This task is assigned to somebody else. Can you see the power of this? From within the document, you can assign certain portions of the document to individuals, and you automatically a mail will go to them, and they will be directed to this document along with the comments. This is also very, very useful. Okay, we are running a little out of time, but let us see if we can quickly run through other things. Please don't raise your hand. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. I'm seeing 2 people raising their hands. Don't raise your hands. Open the chat box and please ask your questions here itself. Now, this is very useful as far as, have you been able to understand whatever we have done so far? Yes, I will post this video on YouTube so that you can review it again. Anytime you want to review it, you can review it. Okay, so we have understood so far except the last assignment one. You did not understand the assignment? Yes, yes, we will do mail merge when we do sheets, but we are not doing sheets just now. We are only doing how to adjust margins and indentation. You see the top here. Let us come here. This particular para, if you want to, you see the first line indent, and the second part is you can set the margins. First line can go here, or the first line can go here. You can have an indented margin, or you can have a first line can start from here, or first line can start from here. Can you see what I'm doing on the top? On the margins? Yeah, not into Google Sheet, it is into Google Doc. The Word document is converted to Google Doc. Yes, you can copy and paste any portion from Word into Google Docs. Are you seeing the indents, the first part of the para and the rest of the paragraph? And on the right also you have the similar this thing. You can just push it wherever you want. The defaults are very sufficient, so you don't need to worry too much about it. I have 10 files, documents done. How do I make a folder and save 5 documents separately in 2 folders? See, folders and all, you have to do it in Google Drive. I had shown you when you go into Drive, you can say new folder and you can create a folder. And then once you finish a particular document, where is our sample document? Yeah. You can say, share is here also. Okay, sorry. Once you finish this document, you come out, you go to your Drive, and then you can push it to the folder of your choice. You can say, okay, now this is a sample document. I'll just refresh the, okay. Now I want to see the sample document. Okay, I've said type is spreadsheet, okay. Okay, now I right click on it and push it to a particular folder. Show file location, and I can just now it is in the main file, but I can just drag and drop it into a particular folder. It's very simple to put it in a folder. Move to. When you say move to, it shows you all the folders in my Drive. All my file folders are there. I can go and push it to any folder that I want, or I can let it remain in the main this thing, or I can push it to my computer folder. So in my computer, since this is synced to my laptop, I can say put it on my desktop or put it in my documents. So I can move it to any place that I want. Yeah, so you were saying insertion of website or link. So website or web link is very simple. I can just say here www. Automatically it will take, if I click on this, it will take me to the website. I can say copy link, or I can just click on it and I can go to the website straight away. The insertion of a website is very simple. There is no problem at all. Okay, so this is another suggestion, interesting. You can click here and say move this document to a particular folder, and straight away you have my Drive and you have all your folders into the Drive. Okay, so that is fine. Any other questions for today? I think what we will do is there is a lot more in Google Docs. So next time we will again continue this session as part 2 and go through so many other things like spelling check, grammar check, dictation, translate, auto replace text, and add-ons, etc., etc. So we will do that in the next session. Any other questions? No, Google Form will not be a part of this. Google Form will be a separate session altogether. Google Form is not part of this. This is just a document. Any other questions? Some people were raising their hands. So if they have any questions, they can push it to chat. You just give the name of the website, that's all. There is nothing to be done there. When you are entering a website, I'll just show you again. You can put the name of the website straight away. I can put another name of the website, www.yahoo.com. So I just put the name of the website and automatically it is understanding that this is a website and it is automatically creating a link, number 1. Number 2 is if you want to create a link on this, you can just say insert. There should be something called link. Yes, there is a link. And then where you want to insert this. So you can, this is the text, and where you want to insert this, you paste a link. So I wanted to go to yahoo.com. So I can say yahoo.com. So it shows me the link here. Apply. So now if I go here, I can just click on yahoo.com and straight away it takes me to Yahoo. So inserting a link is very, very simple. Password security is available. See, Drive is accessible to you only through your Google password. So automatically your entire Drive is secured by a password. So there is no need to give extra passwords to each individual file. Only if you share, then you can share it with a specific person and then there is no need for a password. In adjustment of margins, which part of the para is adjusted? Please clarify. Okay, so there are two parts. There is in one para, there are two parts. One is the starting point of the para and second is the rest of the paragraph. So this is the left indent and this is the first line. So first line can be changed. Okay, that is what we are changing now. And then the rest of the para. So the rest of the para can come here, or now you see the first line and the rest of the para are moving. So this is the first line and this is the rest of the para. Now suppose I take the entire thing, then again the first line is here and the rest of the para is here. There are two paragraphs in this. There is one para here and there is another para here. This is only a one line para and the remaining is a full para. Okay. How to create and edit Google Docs offline? Yes, there is an option to do it offline also. We will go through all those options also in the next session. Okay, so now let us get back to our question of the day. Are you all ready? You know what we do for question of the day. Everybody should open their chat window and be ready to give an answer. Fastest finger first. So whoever gives the answer first, he wins the prize for today. So are you ready? Yes. Is Mr. Ajay Bajoria also here today? Last time's winner? Okay, so you are all ready. Now understand my question first before you answer. Okay? When you have Gmail open, and you have an open mail in your, for example, I will just share my screen just so that we are clear on the question. Then you can quickly give your answer. So I am in a particular mail. Okay. Now I want to go to my next mail in my inbox. What shortcut will I use? It is a single letter. So there is a shortcut. See, I am just pressing one key and I'm going to my next mail. So what key I am pressing to go to the next mail? Yes. Anybody said J? Okay, great. Somebody said J already. Hoshang. J is the right answer. Yes, there are many people who have given the right answer, but there is one gentleman, Hoshan J. His name is also J, Hoshan J. So he has mentioned J. Anybody else has mentioned before Hoshan J? If you have anybody else, yes, Hoshan Neku, yes. The letter to go to the previous mail is K. The letter to go to the next mail is J. So if you press J, you will go to the next mails. So anybody has answered before, Hoshan? Anybody has a claim on this, because we don't want to make the same mistake again? Okay, so Mr. Hoshang Neku, you are the first and you get 1,000 rupees today. Thank you very much and congratulations. Please send me your mobile number, and if you have Paytm on it, we will quickly send you the 1,000 rupees for today. Great. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we do some more features, some more advanced features in Google Docs, how to share the documents, how to explore, how to do citation, research. As I said, spelling and grammar check, dictation, translate, etc., etc. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. We hope you had a pleasant time and enjoy. Good night.